Hello everyone, my name is Henry Vassell, candidate for mayor under the Unite Rocky Hill Party, and I'm here with Councilor Frank Szeps. Frank, how are you?
Henry.
And Ralph Larry Lindenberger, how you doing?
Good, very good.
And we're here today to talk about government, and more specifically the town manager and the process. And Frank, you were talking to me a little while ago about that. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, one of the reasons why I decided to run again, Mr. Vassell, Mr. Lindenberger, is I believe it's that important for us to hire a town manager in Rocky Hill. As you know, for the past year, approximately a year, we've been operating with a interim town manager after our town manager left us. The one that we hired when you were mayor of Rocky Hill. The one item I always like to tell the residents of Rocky Hill is that the chief executive officer of Rocky Hill is not the mayor, it's the town manager. It's critical that you hire a person that has the vision on where to bring Rocky Hill in a year from now, 5 years, 10 years from now. We as councilors rely on that type of direction. A lot of residents put a lot of effort and faith in the fact that we separately elect a mayor. In Rocky Hill, with our form of government, the mayor is actually what we refer to as a weak mayor. You have no judicial, financial authority over the town budget or the town government, only through one vote of 9 councilors. In the town of Wethersfield, for example, they have the identical government, but they don't separately run a mayor. They elect 9 councilors, and then the first meeting of that council, they select a mayor. That's just to draw the parallel between Wethersfield and Rocky Hill. So with that said, the mayor essentially is, we're electing the chairman of the council. The mayor sets the agenda in conjunction with the town manager, but also needs to consult with both the majority and minority party setting the agenda. Other than that, the council is legislative, and I'm hoping that the 3 of us have an opportunity of legislating the town council.
As well as the rest of the Unite Rocky Hill Party.
Absolutely.
Right. Now the town manager, ladies and gentlemen, is also very important in helping guide us through the budget process. And through an effective budget process, we can be successful, hopefully, like we were 2 years ago, with a 0 tax increase.
Yeah. This is not new for Henry and the others that served with him. We hired a town manager when Henry was mayor.
That's right.
We had a vacancy, similar to what's going on now. We hired a new town manager. That town manager took Rocky Hill and leaped us ahead in organization and in structure of town hall. And we have to continue that effort. So that's why I always say, the captain of the boat is not the mayor, it's the town manager. So, not to deflate the mayor position, Mr. Vassell, but that's the way the government runs in Rocky Hill.
Absolutely. And Larry, how about you? What are your thoughts on the town manager, the process, and...
Well, as I'm out campaigning, you 2 gentlemen have years of experience on the town council. I'm getting a lot of questions about why is it taking so long? Why don't we have a permanent town manager? And how can the town manager do the same job as the finance director at the same time? I mean, we had a full-time finance director, and now he's doing both, you know, and it just seems that the ship is a little bit rudderless, and, you know, we need to get somebody in there that's actually going to run Rocky Hill like a business, like the way it should be.
Yeah, we tried.
Yep.
We tried, and we had a couple of false starts. And that's why once Henry is leading the team, and the 6 of us get in there, the first thing I know Henry's going to instruct the committee is the town manager search committee, and we're going to push that process through and find ourselves the most qualified candidates.
Right.
And it really wasn't that difficult as mayor, because we had a process where we brought 6 candidates in, and every council member was given as many meetings and as many questions as necessary. You know, sometimes you meet a town manager or anybody who you're hiring for a position, and you go home and say, wow, I should have followed up with this question, or I should have followed up with that. And that led to another meeting, and then a third meeting, because I should have followed up in another direction. What was most disappointing about this is they brought candidates into a room, and as a counselor, I was allowed to ask one question only, and then decide if this individual should be the one in charge of a $75 million a year budget. And I had a problem with that, because I'm not even sure what question I should have asked. I know what I did ask, but what question I should have asked to feel comfortable in that type of position was beyond me. But Larry, you yourself, we were talking about a zero tax increase in the future. Where's your thoughts with that?
Well, you know, zero tax increase, everybody wants to hear it. They would like to see it happen. When you have a zero tax increase, that means you have to really tighten up your budget. You have to really count your numbers and make sure that it's going to happen. And I think Rocky Hill's got some tremendous services. You know, as you talk to people around town, they love the services that are given in Rocky Hill. And everybody wants to see it happen. Everybody's not getting the personal raises that they used to get in their businesses, you know. Now maybe 2, 3, or maybe 0%. So we're learning on a personal way how to watch our money. I think the same thing's got to be done here, you know. If we're not getting more money, you can't have, you know, raising taxes.
Well, I committed to, if I'm successful and get elected, that my voice on the council is going to be no tax increase. Now, I don't want to make it sound like I'm not willing to increase the budget, but the budget increases depending on our grand list. So there's how we maintain a positive growth in the budget, is through the revenues, the increase in revenues through the grand list. Except the current administration seems to spend that and then some, and then only takes credit for raising taxes the amount past the amount of the evaluation that comes in on our grand list. You can't have it both ways. When you spend all your additional income and then increase taxes, I have a problem with that.
Right.
I'm looking to retire in Rocky Hill. I'm born and raised here. I don't want to have to move out of Rocky Hill because I can no longer afford to live here.
Right, and that kind of brings something else up. We're all getting to the age, you know, I started getting the AARP bulletins quite a long time ago. You know, I'm at that senior age, Frank. You're at that senior age, and as we get older, we have to take advantage of any benefits that we can, because we don't have the income coming in. Henry, I know that you were instrumental in starting some senior tax breaks. How could we continue that? I mean, how can we extend that out a little bit to the elderly, to the senior citizens?
Well, the senior tax policies, there's actually 3 in Rocky Hill. One of them freezes your taxes as a senior.
Okay.
So let's say your taxes are $5,000 and then increase almost 10% like they did under this administration. So let's say they go up to $5,500. Your taxes stay frozen at $5,000, and then the additional $500 is leaned against your house for the future.
Right.
So that's one policy. Another one is 100% financed by the state. Doesn't cost the town anything. It's for lower income people. And the one that we passed while we were on the council, and I was the mayor, is really for seniors at lower income levels.
Okay.
So it doesn't cover anyone, and I've said many times before, if you own a beach house in Florida, or a summer home, or a winter home somewhere else, you're probably not going to qualify.
Right.
It goes up to a certain income level. We put $50,000 in the fund, and we took that as far as it would go.
Right.
But the way I designed it was to add $50,000 every year to it, so as the years went on, more and more people would qualify. Unfortunately, the present administration has not added not one penny to it. So we're still at the original $50,000, which is disappointing to our seniors, because it's getting more and more difficult with the huge tax increases. I mean, nobody's received 10% increases in Social Security. Nobody's received raises like that in work. And it's difficult. You can't pour from an empty cup. And that's why we want to get back in. We want to get this town financially stable and get it back on the right track. Thank you for watching today. Councilor Frank Szeps. Frank, thanks for coming. Ralph Larry Lindenberger, thanks for coming. And I'm Henry Vassell. Have a great day. My name is Henry Vassell. I'm running for mayor of Rocky Hill, and I approved this message.